Hey guys, my name is Jeremy Ehrlich and I am the 2015-2016 Graduate Assistant for Kelley Compass One. And I know you have your personal brand pitch YouTube assignment coming up, and I thought I would put together a video of best practices, things to do, things not to do when you're making that assignment. This is an example of a bad camera angle. This is also an example of a bad camera angle. You want to make sure that the video only focuses on your head and shoulders, and does not cut off the top of your head like mine does. This is an example of a good camera angle. You want the camera to be straight on, focusing only on your head and shoulders. This is an example of bad lighting quality. Notice the blue hue on my face from the screen being too close and the lighting being too dark. This is also an example of bad lighting quality. Notice there's a lamp too close to my head, so there's a reflection shining off my forehead. This is an example of good lighting quality. Not too bright, not too dark, no reflections, no extreme shadows behind me. This is an example of a bad background. Notice the picture behind me is very distracting, and when I'm speaking you're probably not even looking at me because this is so distracting. This is also an example of a bad background. Notice the light above my head? It's very distracting. This is an example of a good background. Notice that it's plain, it's not distracting. It allows the viewer only to focus on the speaker and listen to what you're saying. This is an example of bad tone quality. There's an obstruction on my microphone, so you probably can't hear me as well as you could in the other clips. This is an example of good tone quality. Notice that there's no obstructions on the microphone. You can hear my voice because the ultimate purpose of this pitch is for us to hear you talk. So make sure that your microphone is not obstructed, that you can hear yourself, and that your tone quality is good. This is an example of clearly reading off the screen. You don't want to do this. This is a good example of having your pitch memorized. This is your story, you should know about you, and you shouldn't have to read it from an outside source. This is an example of speaking in monotone. You don't want to do this. This is an example of speaking with good inflection. You want to be excited, and if you're speaking to a recruiter, you really want to sell them on you, and you want to be engaged, and you want them to pick you ultimately. This is an example of inappropriate attire. It's not inappropriate on a daily basis, but for this assignment, it won't make the cut. This is an example of good attire. In this video, you're supposed to be selling yourself to a recruiter in a hypothetical situation, and when you're speaking to a recruiter, you wouldn't wear anything less formal than this. So I hope these videos helped. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. My email is jdehrlic@indiana.edu. Thanks and good luck on the assignment.